During last 2 centuries, mankind gathered vast knowledge about the world, but there is no answer to our most important questions. We don't know why the universe exists. We don't even know what it means to exist. We believe that we are alive, but we don't know if being alive is important for this universe. If life was important, we would expect that it was a common phenomenon in this universe, but so far we haven't detected any signs of life outside the Earth. We are looking for life in the universe because we want to know the answer. Modern physics explains most of the phenomena with great accuracy, but no laboratory has been able to recreate anything alive based on the known laws of physics. What is even worse, according to these laws, a human being is no different from a complicated robot. We can't be surprised that billions of people don't accept such dehumanized science. Sometimes it may seem that the goal of many scientists is to undermine the meaning of life. Billions of people think that if there was only what science has discovered, human life would be meaningless. We can't be surprised that they believe that apart from what we know, there is something that gives meaning to the existence of this universe and our lives. We can't be surprised that billions of people think that matter described by physicists is not everything, because they can't imagine that something what is alive arises from dead electrons and quarks. The concept of soul is an attempt to transform picture of human being as a complex robot emerging from modern science into living creature. The reaction to dehumanized science is the dehumanization of matter. Both attitudes are definitely wrong, and conflict between them is destroying humanity. The concept of soul is probably the wrong answer to this problem, because physicists discovered the four main forces: gravitational, electromagnetic, strong and weak, and no other interaction was needed to explain any of the trillions of experiments performed. A lot of so-called souls were present during these experiments, and they didn't affect the results. If soul existed in the form as people imagine it, and would somehow affect the matter that makes up our body, it would have to require an even weaker interaction than a weak interaction, if so far nobody found it, practically having no effect on behavior of our material part. If this reasoning is true, it might seem that there is no such thing as soul, and living creatures could be compared to complex robots, and consciousness is merely illusion. That it is only one of processes supporting life functions with some degree of autonomy. But that conclusion also might not be true. Some physicists allow the possibility that a new quality emerges in more complex material systems, such as humans, for instance. Quantum effects, and especially quantum entanglement, can, according to them, produce a coherent structure with features that do not exist for a single particle or for systems consisting of much smaller number of particles. It is very likely that both of the main philosophical attitudes adopted by people, I mean people who believe in existing of a soul and atheists, result from a false perception of reality. The former group perceives so-called matter in a primitive way and looks for quality beyond it, while the latter group perceive matter equally falsely, but accept the lack of quality of their own lives, what very often leads to moral relativism and depreciating the value of life.